evening. Welcome everyone to another Wednesday Cosmic Rose Honey. Super excited to be here with you all. So as per usual, we're going to get started with some Q&A. So Fella has dropped a question and let's see. My question. I have had a spontaneous Kundalini for almost 2 years now. So I am experiencing Kriyas, but sometimes when I get the nudge to get up and shake, I just feel tired to shake. And the question is, am I delaying the cleansing for later or am I losing the chance to cleanse? Okay, yeah, all good if you can't speak today, fella. So as I answer the question and speak to things, you can, drop it in the chat if there's any additional information and anything that you want clarity for. So what I believe in this process is that it is so deeply guided, right? And that there's no way that you can mess it up. I think that's almost like a big like sigh of relief because when we are in our minds, we have this idea of, am I doing something wrong? Am I going to be losing the chance to cleanse? Is this not going to happen for me because I was tired and I didn't show up to do the thing in that moment? The orchestration of divine grace is divine perfection, but it doesn't always make linear sense. It's not always that, oh, I take all these steps forward and I don't take steps back. So, the most important thing I would say, fella, is that listening to your body in a moment, coming into your heart and respecting and honoring what your body is asking for and it is capable of holding in that moment is the most important thing in the process. And you can't do wrong when you follow that, right? Because a lot of the times, again, the intelligence of Shakti will want to push us to our edge. And sometimes our bodies may not necessarily have the capacity in a certain day, in a certain evening to lean fully in. And just because we don't lean fully in, we don't fully let the body shake, does not mean that it's something wrong, does not mean that we're delaying or healing or anything. It just means that in that moment, we want to take a rest. And from making that decision, there's something else that perhaps you're meant to receive. There's like a deeper level of healing within your inner masculine and feminine, for example. Perhaps most of your life, you've been very used to using your mind to push your body and tell your body, no, like you have to go all in, you got to push, you got to go all the way. And maybe in this moment of feeling the call to like shake and move, but your body's like, I'm really tired. And you honoring your body's intuition that is too tired to move is exactly the gift that you need to further your Kundalini process, right? So, what I'm saying is that the mind has a very linear way of looking at, did I do this right? Did I do this wrong? If I didn't do this, does this mean that I'm behind, but I want to be farther ahead? When in reality, this journey is so multifaceted. It's like doing a dance. That's why, like, for me, dancing with the divine is one of the most powerful and clear metaphors because when we do a dance, you can't dance it wrong, right? But you take some steps forward and you take some steps back. And that's part of the dance. So, I guess to kind of sum it all up, that's to say that you cannot mess it up. You cannot lose the chance to cleanse. If you are honoring your body, the cleansing might come through a different way too. Like, yeah, shaking somatically is one way to cleanse, but sometimes there's healing and cleansing to be done in stillness. There's healing and cleansing to be done in just, holding yourself, or as Jose was mentioning, sometimes like fetal position, like thumb in the mouth, like, oh, like there's healing and cleansing to be done there. So it doesn't have to be just in the kriyas and just in the movement that the cleansing and the healing happens. Actually, a lot of the times, I would say that it's in the stillness, it's in the silence, it's in the not doing that we're actually able to integrate what the body has been purging through and moving through. So, hopefully, that answers your question. Let me know if you have any other follow up questions or anything you want to go deeper into there. I really miss you, lovely Ella. Big honor to be here. Oh, I miss you too. I'm so happy that you're here. Yeah, I'll give you I guess I'll give you a moment to see if there's anything else you want to add.
Hi, Ella. In the meantime, can I share
Hi,
something?
Marsha. Yeah, for sure.
Um, I don't know if you want to answer Feather's question before I jump in.
Uh, Let me just see. Question 2. I've noticed that I have the chance to release the trauma by breathwork, pain in leg, or shaking. Uh, what do you mean by pain and by trauma? I noticed that I have the chance to release the traumas by breath work, pain in my leg, or shaking. Can you let me know what you mean by pain in your leg, fella? I'm not sure I know what you're referring to. A cramp. So is the question that when you do breath work, you have a pain in your leg, like a cramp? Uh, 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 uh. Which one? What are you referring to when you say which one is best and quicker? Yes, within the release. Yeah, yeah, the cramping can happen. Again, as tension is being released in the body and the muscles, there can sometimes be cramping. Yeah, I would recommend that if it's really bad, some hot and cold compress to the area could be helpful. The best way to release trauma. So again, it's really hard to say because that is like I wish there was an answer. I wish I could say this is the best way. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. So it really depends, right? Because it depends on what exactly is the specific trauma that's coming to the surface. And most importantly, it depends on your body's choice in terms of what is the best way for your body, for your nervous system to find completion with that particular trauma. So sometimes it could be the shaking. But sometimes, as I mentioned, it could be actually hand on your heart, hand to your solar plexus, wherever you have felt that trauma lodged in your body, and actually breathing and sending your breath and practicing softening in that area. Sometimes it could be doing like a lion's breath, if it's like anger or secret rage that wants to come out. So it really depends. There's no best or quicker way. I think that's the thing. Like in general, one of the best practices that you can do when you find yourself like more in the mind trying to find the right way of like doing it is noticing, okay, what is the trauma that you're sensing? Where are you aware of it in your body? For example, lying down, playing some music, bringing your breath and your attention and your awareness to that area, and actually asking your body to let you know. Asking your body and giving your body the permission and giving the divine mother the permission to come in to do her work for you, and allowing yourself to be moved, allowing yourself to be guided, as opposed to trying to find like what's the best way in the mind, because it really does depend from person to person. Again, even for the same person, depending on the trauma, depending on the timing, there could be a different approach that best supports them. So I would say in general, right now, it sounds like some practices of just connecting back to your body, connecting back to your breath, allowing yourself to be present with where you feel trauma and tension and contraction, sending your breath there, becoming aware of what your body is communicating to you is going to be really helpful as an entry point. But yeah, the practices that you mentioned, breath work could be helpful, the shaking could be helpful, but it's gonna be more challenging, I believe, if we go about this from the energy and the context of like, I need to find the best and quick way. Because it might not be the best and quick way. Like the best thing for you to do might not be the quickest way, but sometimes it's exactly what we need. It's just hold ourselves. It's just sit with the pain. It's the best thing for us, but it's not the quickest solution, right? But it's really just yeah, like attuning to what your body is communicating to you and listening to that and acting upon that, and receiving the embodied evidence every single time that when you do that, you're going to be led to the next step and then the next step. So hopefully that helps. Yeah, let me know in the chat. Marcia, would you like to share next?
Hi, yeah. So there was something you mentioned, the dance with like the divine, taking a few steps back and taking a few steps forward. And I feel for me that really stood out because I'm sort of in a situation where like there's a whole lot of unknowns. What
Mm,
I thought I was gonna move forward and like
yeah,
be in a really fast-paced energy. And with all that's happening, I'm really like being called, but I have no choice but to slow down, you know?
mm-hmm,
So it's either
yeah,
I can resist that slowing down or actually embrace it and enjoy it.
yeah,
And the more I let go, it's almost like the more I can acknowledge and accept the fact that I have limitations, the more free I feel and the more
yeah,
lighter I feel. And
mm-hmm,
so, yeah, I guess I wanted to share that just like even in the unknown, you can still cry about it, but still be grateful and trust that you're being guided towards whatever you need to be guided to. Not everything needs to make sense now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. Really honoring you and witnessing you as you do this little dance with the divine. And 100% to like, I would say like 99% of the time when something happens when we're in the unknown, it's like we'll never know until later on in time that we're like, oh, that's how all the pieces add up. So yeah, the beauty of seeing it as a dance floor is that a dance floor does not have right or wrong. It does not have good or bad. It does not have like, this linear I'm moving forward or I'm moving backwards, right? It's like, yes, we're taking steps forward and backwards, we take steps side to side, but it's all a part of one giant dance. And so, in that sense, it's like, because the mind and the duality and the linear thinking is what makes slowing down wrong. But as you said, it's like when you listen to your body and you honor that part that says, hey, like maybe I need some slowing down, it's like that slowing down might be the exact thing that's going to propel you forward into an even deeper dance with the divine, into the next thing that you're going to be led to. So yeah, I love that so much. Thank you so much for sharing that. Keep dancing and remembering too that part of being on the dance floor is like, yeah, like we love the upbeat, the fast songs. We're like, yeah, shaking our booties. We're like, yeah, 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 this is so good. But there's also this beauty, the sacredness to the slow songs, right? To the songs where you're just like, oh, I'm just swaying side to side, hand on heart. Maybe it's just literally shifting your weight left and right. It's like there's not much happening, but I'm feeling so much. I'm feeling very moved by the music, but there's not a lot of action on the outside. But all of that is all adding up so that you can become an even better dancer in your life. So I love that share. Thank you, Marcia. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Bella says, I'm always fulfilled by your exhaustive answers. Ah, yes, I remember. A big, big thanks for being our guest. It was divine, my dearing. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Glad you enjoyed it. Beautiful. Jose, is there anything that you would like to share or chat about before we get started? No, you're good? Amazing. So, with that said, then let us begin in our setup for our meditation. I'm going to pin myself. So, as you all know already here, and for those who are catching the replay, this is the Cosmic Rose Honey meditation. The Cosmic Rose Honey is a frequency of cosmic Shakti that we essentially open ourselves up to receiving. It is a downwards descent of grace that comes in to open our crown, open our third eye, open our throat chakras, open our heart. And essentially, this is the divine coming down and reaching out to us to support us in our ascending journey to meet with it. So it's really, in a sense, also a dance with the divine that we have this downwards descending grace of truth, love, peace and bliss that gets to come down and support us in our awakening process. So, for the meditation, all you have to do is just get nice and comfortable. It's going to be done in silence. So, if you need some additional cushions or anything that allows you to be seated even more comfortably, that's going to be really good. And as we begin the meditation, the biggest guidance really is to soften into the sensations of your body as much as you can, everything that you're feeling, everything that you're sensing. Practice expanding your expanding the boundaries of how you've known yourself, right? And allowing yourself to merge into oneness with all that you feel. So that's really the intention of a lot of these consciousness-based meditations is that we're practicing reuniting the finite with the infinite, right? So we're practicing allowing our sense of self and the boundaries that mark us as an individual human to begin to blur and melt away so that we can come back into the greater experience of the divine. So that is the intention of the meditation. Somebody else just joined in, so let me just let them into the space. All right. Let me see. Is that you, Mathieu? Hello, hello.
Yes, hello.
Hello, welcome. We're just getting started. I'm just explaining the meditation, but you already know because we've done it together at the retreat. So you're
Yeah,
right on time before we get started. So nice to see
yeah.
you. Okay, so The other thing that can be helpful if you do find your mind a bit occupied and you want to have some kind of a visual cue to connect to is that you can always look inwards, look up towards your crown. And as you breathe in, you just visualize that golden liquid honey trickling down and opening your crown. So you don't have to hold on to the visualization, but if it is helpful, then you can have that there to support you. Cool. I left my phone on the table, so I'm gonna grab it for the timer. So you can just take a minute or two, get yourself set up. If you need to shake out your shoulders, roll out your neck, move into any other position that allows you to feel really comfortable, and we'll get started in a minute. All right. So finding your elongated spine, anchoring through your sit bones and your seated posture of choice. Tucking your chin slightly in, offering your heart forward, feeling that spaciousness broaden across your collarbones. Here, we'll just take a deep breath in through the nose, bringing the breath through our belly, our hearts, our chest, collarbones. Holding briefly, bringing your awareness inwards to the sensations that are present here with you today. Exhaling. Feel as your awareness descends all the way down into your heart, into your being, relaxing yourself, opening your awareness outwards, allowing yourself to be present with what is, and practicing merging with all of it as we call upon the grace of the Divine Mother, Shakti, to come envelop us in her cosmic rose honey. So we'll begin the meditation for 20 minutes, and I will let you know once it is complete. Taking a deep inhale in through the nose. Hold. Feel, soften, exhale. And slowly, whenever you're ready, bringing your consciousness, your awareness back into this time and space, back into our virtual circle, and allowing yourself to arrive back.